This is the digestive system. First steps in the digestive system takes place in the mouth as the teeth cut, tear and grind the food down into small enough pieces so that it can fit down the throat. Saliva is squirted into the food to moisten the food. Saliva contains chemicals called enzymes which breaks down the starches in the food. The enzymes in saliva that breaks down the starch into sugar is called amylase. The esophagus is simply a transportation tube from the mouth to the stomach. When we swallow, what we are really doing is closing the passageway in our throat called the epiglottis. This sends food down the esophagus and prevents food from going down the trachea and into our lungs. The food moves down the esophagus by layers of muscle called peristalsis and into your stomach. After the esophagus is the stomach. Once the food gets to the stomach uses chemicals to try to make the food particles smaller. These chemicals are called gastric juices and they include hydrochloric acid and enzymes. The food is moved around in the stomach and mixed with chemicals for 3 to 4 hours. When the stomach is finished with it, the food is like a liquid substance but cannot get into the bloodstream and has not yet provided the body with anything useful. A valve at the end of the stomach will now open up and let the food past our liver and into the gallbladder. At this point, our food is hit with more chemicals. The liver makes the chemical called bile and is stored in the gallbladder. When the gallbladder mixes bile with the food, it does an important job breaking down the fat from milk, butter and cheese into tiny droplets. This fat is what supplies us with a lot of energy. Next is the pancreas. The pancreas also adds a digestive chemical as the food leaves the stomach. This digestive juice works on breaking down the carbohydrates from breads, potatoes, pastas, etc., and the proteins from meats, eggs, and peanut butter, and etc. It then goes into the small intestine. Small intestine is where most of the important things happen within the digestive system. The small intestine is a tube that is about 18 feet long. This is where a real digestion takes place. As the food passes through, it mixed with the new chemicals and is finally digested enough to be put to use by the body along the walls of the intestine. There are thousands of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. This can absorb the tiny food molecules and send them off to the rest of our body through the blood. Next is the large intestine. Whatever the body cannot put to use is sent to the large intestine. The job of the large intestine is to remove water. Water has been necessary up until this point in the digestive process. Now it is no longer needed, therefore the water in the large intestine is sent into the bloodstream to be used for our muscles to contract. Food spends about 12 hours in the large intestine. Undigested food is called solid waste, and this is stored in the rectum until it leaves the body.